In yoga, we are actually allowing ourselves to become conduits for more light, for more energy, because we're removing the blockages from those subtle energy channels. Today I would like to share with you some modifications on a posture known as Marichiyasana number 3, which is a spinal twist. A lot of people have, especially Westerners, have a lot of trouble with this pose. So I'm going to show you some tricks to make it a little bit easier and a little bit more accessible to the beginner. This posture has a lot of benefits, particularly for women, as it is strongly squeezing and tonifying not only the digestive but the female reproductive organs. It's also putting strong pressure on acupressure points on the spleen meridian, which are intimately connected with the woman's reproductive system and her menstrual cycles. So the full posture, which I showed in the beginning part of the video, is done seated straight on the floor, and we want to make that clasp with the arms. So, and here doing the clasp, the length of your arms is going to be a factor, but it's really having to do with the amount of rotation that you're getting in the spine. So this posture is considered a second chakra asana. So it's, as I said, it's really targeting the belly and the abdominal organs, but it's also really demanding this incredible rotation of your spine. A lot of people have, especially Westerners, have a lot of trouble with this pose. So I'm going to show you some tricks to make it a little bit easier and a little bit more accessible to the beginner. So this posture is performed sitting on the floor. So the first modification is to go around the outside of the leg instead of coming on the inside as in the final posture. So this is the first fix. It's just to come around the outside, and then you can actually use the wall. And this is going to make it ever so much more accessible, to get the feeling of what it feels like to lift your chest and to twist and rotate the spine. You're still getting all the benefits of pressure on the abdominal organs and pressure on the spleen point 12 and 13, which get strong stimulation through this posture. Those two spleen points are located here in the inner groin. So this would be one variation, okay? Another variation, sitting, if you can go a little bit deeper, is in a trick is you want to stretch way up. And you can get that elbow around to the outside, and then you can grab your own leg, your own shin. And some people like to work it just like this, okay? You can lean on the backhand, lift the chest as much as you can, aiming to look over that back shoulder. That would be the second fix. So wall, utilizing the wall, getting the leverage from the wall, lifting your spine up tall. And then if you want to go on to the deeper variation, you want to walk that elbow to the outside of the knee and see if you can hook your fingers on your outer leg. And for many people, this variation will be plenty deep enough. Okay? If that still seems too hard, which it's actually not that easy, another way to take it to a whole nother level of accessibility is using blocks. So here I'm going to sit on a block, and I can still grab the outside, and I can still use the wall. And as you can see, it allows me to turn much more. The elevated block gives me a lot more space. Then another way is if I want to use a second block instead of the wall. From here, if I want to choose to go on to make the clasp, it's definitely easier with your pelvis elevated. Okay? So the pose has many variations and many different shapes. Okay? So I hope that gives you some ideas as to ways that you can work your Marichiyasana 3. Twists are extremely therapeutic postures. It's a very strong action on the reproductive and digestive organs. And as I said, we're stimulating those points on the spleen meridian in kind of a yoga acupressure. It's good to remember that with yoga, we're not just stretching muscles. We're stretching these channels known as nadis or meridians where the vital energy flows. So in yoga, we are actually allowing ourselves to become conduits for more light, for more energy, because we're removing the blockages from those subtle energy channels. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful today, and I do welcome your comments if you have any. Namaste.